she cut his finger off by throwing not one but two bottles in his vicinity.
Various bathrooms throughout the residence they were staying at. Apparently he had learned
Literally the entire tone in the dialogue is trying to cover the situation up. Yeah, I mean, I too have schizophrenia. It's fine. I don't, but I ultimately assume that it's just like a conversation that they're having just to cover it up. You're right.
and from experience at this point that engaging with Heard when she was in a certain temper would only cause things to escalate further. All of the screaming and insults caused him to break his clean streak and turn to drink, pouring himself a glass of vodka in the downstairs bar and drinking it. When Heard discovered him drinking, she became further enraged, grabbed the bottle of vodka, and threw it at Depp. It narrowly missed his face and smashed into pieces against a wall. Defiant, Depp then retrieved a second, larger, handle bottle of vodka, poured himself another glass, and began drinking that. Heard then grabbed that nearly full, handle bottle of vodka and threw that at Depp. This time, her aim was more on point.
My hand was resting on the marble of the bar like that when she threw it from about this distance. It smashed into the bar, which and this finger, who I now call Little Richard, was the tip of the finger was severed, and all the bone in here was completely shattered. I mean, it looked like Vesuvius.
A big problem with this incident is there are no other witnesses to the event itself. We have some audio of third parties seeming to voice their suspicions of Heard, and the claim that Heard is screaming out things like, "I didn't do it on purpose." But even if that transcription is accurate, we can't say with certainty that she's referencing the severing of Depp's finger, though while it can't be said that Heard has ever been caught on
God damn, bro. 2018 Johnny Depp versus 2022 Johnny Depp is like me pre-COVID, post-COVID. Holy fuck. Actually worse.
tape unambiguously acknowledging responsibility. There is one recording, separate to the one we just sampled, where it sounds like she might be on the knife's edge of doing so. This is from a phone conversation that took place sometime after the final incident. In it, Depp and Heard are mainly negotiating how amicably they will be able to handle their divorce, and whether or not they will need to take things to court. Depp recorded the call on speakerphone, presumably without Heard's knowledge.
The last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident. And I told you that. I said, oh my God, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a finger, man. Come on. I had a mineral can of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence.
By the way, this is literally, again, incredibly triggering if you've been a victim of abuse and like your girlfriend or other partner has gaslit you into saying like no one's gonna believe you. Super manipulative. But also she was right. She was right. Just saying. She was right.
And
Yes.
it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't matter if it's a fair fight.
Exactly, because you're bigger and you're stronger. So when I say that I thought you could kill me, that doesn't mean you counter with you also that you lost your own finger.
Do you believe you're an abuser?
No.
Do you believe you abused me physically?
Do I physically believe? Do I believe I physically abused you?
Yes.
Do you know I'm 115? Well, not anymore, but I was 115 pounds. I'm a 115-pound woman, and I have the capacity to abuse.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
Have I ever been able to knock you off of your feet?
You started these
You're
things.
going to get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she started it? Really? I have never been able to overpower you. That's the difference between me and you.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference that the whole world and the jury and the judge see, is that there is a very big difference between me and you.
And while we're on the subject of
She was right, once again. Like, she's straight up saying it, okay? And she was right. She went in front of the public, and the Oibrev court was like, yep, it's true. We will take her side on this.
non-denials. If you were wondering about all those strange messages scrawled on mirrors and furniture,
It's embarrassing she won't admit who started it. No, she did. She did say, she admitted she started it. What are you talking about? No, she did. She said, go ahead. It doesn't matter. Even if I started it, I'm so much weaker than you. So you pushing back and fighting back is not a fair fight. Also, she's admitted to abusing him multiple times.
Depp acknowledges he was in fact responsible for those, including the ones in his own blood.
You're so off base. This is him being manipulative. Brother or sister in Christ and brothers in Christ. What is wrong with your fucking brain, dude? I already admitted that Johnny Depp was abusive on the fucking private jet, okay? His testimony is bullshit in comparison to his own personal text messages after. Johnny Depp has also said some crazy shit in other text messages after the relationship, like fuck that cum-hungry whore, slut, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's like misogynistic. He's an addict. He himself, in certain circumstances, was the party that was responsible, okay? Stop saying admitted. But ultimately, only one side got out of that relationship and was able to make the other side look like the responsible party. Yeah, and that's enough for him being guilty. You eventually hit back after being abused for so long. Yeah, well, you know what, dude? Suck my fucking dick, dumbass, okay? Fuck you. You fucking stupid idiot, dude. You are so fucking disgusting. You misandrist, psychotic, rad femme, absolute dingus, you. Oh my fucking God. You have created a narrative in your mind that is no different than these fucking incels who say stuff like, fantasize about like murdering Amber Heard and putting her in a fucking trunk or some shit. You are literally just the opposite side of it. And because there's no structural violence perpetrated against men in a similar capacity, you can get away with saying all this dumb shit. And usually I let it happen. I let it slide. But in a circumstance where I'm being as even-handed as possible in a fucking a mutually abusive relationship where like one side's abuse is going unnoticed, I'm not going to let you fucking just say the most insane, false bullshit in the face of fucking facts. God damn, dude. Shut the fuck up. You are such a fucking sick freak, dude. You sick, twisted fucking freak. Oh my God. You femcel piece of shit. All it took was for like all it took was for an admission of like one singular instance. So every single time, including the fucking marriage counselor personally saying that every time Johnny Depp tried to exit a situation, Amber Heard would start fights. Would start actual fucking fights. Specifically, knowing full well that if the fight was going on, that Johnny Depp would not be able to leave. And Johnny Depp would physically try to let himself leave the situation, exit the room, physically leave, and then she would escalate to violence. She would escalate to physical acts. That's a fact from this court case. That is an unbiased third party. I'm not talking about the sexy counselor chick from like 2 days ago. I'm talking about the other one, not the one that like should not have said that Amber Heard has BPD, but she did, and that's like malpractice in my opinion. I'm talking about the actual marriage counselor from a couple days ago. Okay? Who said that it was a mutually abusive relationship, but Amber Heard was the one who was consistently starting fights, specifically to make sure that Johnny Depp stayed in the relationship and like stayed in that abuse. How are you going to look at all that and still go, nope, the woman is the right in all of these circumstances? Like, what's wrong with your fucking brain, dude? Jesus Christ. Why? Why are you allowing fucking men's right activists and like other dickheads to come across like there is a human being out there that legitimately is like, nope, believe women means literally believe women unconditionally, literally just never assume that women are capable of doing any sort of like abusive, capable of engaging in abusive fucking behavior. Jesus Christ.
His explanation is that he was in shock. He denies the part about trying to write Heard's name with his urine on the walls and carpet. In terms of why Justice Andrew Nicole ultimately found it was Heard's account that was more likely to be truthful, much of it came down to text messages Depp sent to various people in the lead up to the incident. One message in particular, sent on March 6th to his assistant Stephen Duters, showed him seeming to express deep bitterness about his career and legacy. This does not in and of itself speak to his being culpable of beating Heard, of course, but it does speak to him being in a foul mood at the time, independent of any arguments he may have been having about post-nuptial agreements. Nicole also found Depp's overall credibility to be damaged by his claim to have been sober for months leading up to pouring that glass of vodka. He had in